And a touchdown for the Hamilton Tiger Cats.
Hey all, Rick here from Hamilton Sports Central. We're going to be doing a preview of the Hamilton Alouettes at the Hamilton Ticats. Game 1 for each team tomorrow, but it's Montreal's first away game, our first home game. We're going to be starting from left to right. Offense first, then defense for the Hamilton Ticats, and then left to right for the Montreal Alouettes. We're going to be taking a look at the practice roster, injuries for both teams, and then also we'll be taking a look at the game notes as well. So for the Hamilton Ticats, we have Myron Mitchell starting at wide receiver. Kenny Lawler is a nationalized American, so he will be in the game after Mitchell takes his first snap. So basically, 25% of the snaps for Litre, and Gittins, Lawler will count as Canadian. The rest of the 75%, he'll be American. Left tackle, we have Trevor Reed. Left guard, we have Brendan Revenberg, Chris Kolinkowski at center, Liam Dobson, and Dubling Duguay at left guard, Quentin Barrow at right tackle, Wheatfall and Middlemost at the field side wide receiver. Boundary slot back, we have Keandre Smith and Winton Sr. Fullback and tight end, we have Milanovic Litre, Max Mang, Daniel Bell. Quarterbacks, we have Bo Levi Mitchell and Trey Ford as backup, and Jake Dolagala as the third string short yardage quarterback. Larry Roundtree and Johnny Augustine as the running backs. Slot backs besides them is Tyler Ternowski, and then beside Tyler Ternowski is Curly Gittins Jr. Kicker, we have Mark Leggio and Gordon White as long snapper. McCarthy as the punter, with Isaiah Wooden Sr. as the kick and punt returner. Boundary side for defensive line, we have Julian Hauser and Agudi. Defensive tackle, we have Miles Fox and DeBear. And the other defensive tackle spot, we have Mario Kendricks, Philip Osai, Bagna, and Owen Hubert. For the weak side linebacker, we have Cook and Gagnon. Middle linebacker, we have Ryan Baker and Young. Reggie Stubblefield is Sam linebacker. And then in secondary, we have Jamal Peters with Talbert over on the boundary side. Stavros Kachatonis and Robert Panabaker at free safety. Quintavian White at halfback, and then Junior and Hayes at the corner side on the field portion. For the Montreal Alouettes, on the left-hand side, we have Alexander Hollins, Collender for left tackle, Lestage and Dockstader for the left guard, Lawrence and Sandon for center, Ventelli for guard, Shanks for right tackle, and to the right of that, we have Tyson Philpott. Behind them, we have this would be the left slot back beside the receiver, Tyler Sneed and Brooks. Theis and Shamari Lawrence for running back, Davis Alexander Crum and Brown Jr. as the quarterbacks. Fullbacks is Mason and Dubois. Beside them is Speaker and Cabasu. And then Stearns is beside Speaker and Philpott. On the defensive side, we have Archibald and Ugok for the boundary side. Hawthorne and Wise for the left defensive tackle. On the other defensive tackle, it's Mustafa Johnson and Berglund. Middle linebacker is Beverett with Richards and Bolden. Canton Arku with Michael Awe, McLeod and Gagnon, and Murray with Hamlin. And then in the secondary, you have Wes Sutton and Burns and West Sutton. And then you have Boschman and Sutherland, Kennedy the third, and Ento. So those are the two depth charts for both teams. For the Ticats, we have Braxton Hill and Wynton McManus both on the 1 game. Dejan Garbett and Shamar Bridges both on 6 game, along with Devin Crumley, who's a defense back, and then our first round pick, Jonathan Dennis and Irvin Husini, both offensive linemen on our 6 game. Braden Swartout is on the reserve. Not sure how the reserve works. And then let me just pull it up on my phone because I have it on my phone. Montreal, we have apparently I didn't save it. I know Stevie Scott is out. I'm not sure about anyone else. Stevie Scott's on like the 1 game. But we're gonna look at game 10 notes for Hamilton versus Montreal. So this rivalry dates back to 1950, 204 meetings. This is the 205th all-time regular season game between Hamilton Ticats and the Montreal Alouettes across 1950 to 1986, and then from 1996 to present date. Hamilton did sweep the 2025 series 2-0, the regular season sweep of the Alouettes since 2017. Prior to those games, Hamilton's victories in 2025, Montreal has won the previous 7 straight games dating back to August 2022. Overall, 1950 to 2026, Montreal leads the series 103 to 94 with 7 ties. Early roster notes: Montreal has the fewest 1-year players among the 9 clubs with just 4 breaking into the roster for week 1, while Hamilton has the higher totals of 10 players in their initial CFL season. So I am assuming that's 10 new players amongst the team, with just 4 breaking in. Because let's take a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so it must be and then there's Mitchell. Okay. Levi Mitchell, the Hamilton Ticats' number 1 quarterback, has just started 26 games in a row, and 38 of the last 39 for them. The 26 consecutive starts for Mitchell is his longest in his career. Longest with Calgary was 20 in a row. He's ranked 8th with 44,319 passing yards and number 10 with 262 passing touchdowns. He's just one of 4 quarterbacks with a win percentage as a starter above 700. Doug Flutie was 740, Dave Dickinson 713, Warren Moon 734, and Mitchell 725. Top of the leaderboard in 2025, Mitchell led all the CFL with passing yards and touchdowns for the 2nd year in a row, with 5,296 passing yards and 36 passing touchdowns. The last player to lead the league in both categories 2 years in a row was Cardi Jones in 2021-2022. The one player in CFL history that has felt the 3 or more consecutive seasons is Sam Echafarry from 54 to 57 all-time wins. Mitchell comes in with a 15-9 all-time record mark versus Montreal. For his career, he enters 2026 as the leading active leader with 110 wins. He poses to climb the list with several big names within reach. Number 6 is Ricky Ray with 212. Tracy Ham, 115, is 5th, and Henry Burris is 118. So he really needs 9 wins this year to get into 4th. Quarterback winning start streak, Davis Alexander will be making his 12th CFL start and his perfect 11-0 record, which is the best opening run in CFL history. Danny McManus was 8-0 before losing in 1993, while Jeff Garcia and Bo Levi went 7-0 to begin their career. Last season, Alexander was out of the lineup at times and started no more than 3 games in a row. He threw at least 1 touchdown pass in each of his 7 starts, while averaging 289 yards per start. He missed both games versus Hamilton in 2026. Completion and deep ball success. So Davis Alexander comes into the current run with 120 consecutive pass attempts without an interception. In 2025, Alexander was among the CFL elite on passes with 20 plus yards going into a mentally limited sample. 19 for 38, 50%, 7 touchdowns, 1 interception, and a perfect passing rating of 154.3, tied for first. Kenny Lawler. Kenny Lawler has lived up to the hype of his first season in Hamilton, leading the CFL with 14 receiving touchdowns and second with 14 big plays. No one targeted more or deep passes with 53 targets of 20 plus yards or 20 plus depth yards. Nearly double the closest player in Eugene Lewis with 28, the most since 2018, when Duke Williams had 55 with Edmonton. Bring in the hammer. The Ticats lead the CFL in different categories in 2025, including the fewest touchdowns, the opponent QB rating, interceptions with 27, turnover ratio was 10, and the turnovers forced turnover points 134. Defensive back Jamal Peters and Stavro Katsirtonis led the CFL with 6 interceptions. Jose Maltos in 2025, Maltos set an all Montreal record with making 91.7 tries, 58 of 65, and his 58 field goals made was tied for a number 3 record in CFL history. Across 24-25, he went 91 for 101. 90.1%, and just needs 15 more attempts to qualify for amongst AT leaders. He's got a career field goal percentage of 89%. Mark Leggio, since joining the Ticats in 2023, has emerged as CFL's best kicker. Across 23-25, he made 135 for 151 for a 90.1 mark. And is Hamilton's all-time leader with that mark. Leggio is number 3 all-time in CFL history, marking 173 of 196 for an 87.4. Making 173 of 198 for an 87.4 mark. Wooden returns. Isaiah Wooden Sr. emerges as one of the CFL's premier returners in 2025. Ranked number 4 in total kicks, returned 1,772 yards while averaging a league's leading 15 yards per return on punts. He also scored three touchdowns, including 2 on kickoffs, and tying the single season record. Kick return coverage. Montreal is one of the only 2 teams that did not allow a kick return touchdown in 2025, while ranking number 2 in the CFL with 2,209 total yards, return yards allowed. The Alouettes are led by a pair of coverage aces in Terrell Richards, 30 special teams tackles, and Alexandre Gagnon with 25 special teams tackles, who are ranked 1 and 2 in special teams tackles. Gagnon enters 2026 as the CFL's active leader in 127 career special teams tackles, 19th on the all-time list. Mike Alway is set to make his return after leading the CFL in 114 defensive tackles in 2025 with 568 defensive tackles. The L's linebacker ranks 26 on the league's all-time list and second among players, only behind TJ Lee. Alouettes defense. Montreal Alouettes defense has allowed a league low 6.02 yards per play in 2025 to go with 45 sacks, tied for number 1. And a league low 20 completions of 30 plus yards. Defense coordinator Noel Thorpe, his unit will likely have a new look with the departure of linebacker Darnell Sankey to BC. And safety to Marc-Antoine Dequoy, retired. 100-game milestone. Offensive lineman Justin Lawrence is set to play in his 100th career game. Stevie Scott III emerged as the Alouettes' lead running back in 2025 with 71 carries for 358 yards in his final 6 games. In 2 playoff games, he carried 27 carries for 181 yards and 2 touchdowns while he's not playing tomorrow. And Tyler Snead finished 5th in the CFL with 1,129 yards for Montreal, including 5 games of 100-plus yards. Second in the league behind Keon Hatcher. Don't forget, most teams try to double team Kenny Lawler, so we'll see what Montreal has up their sleeve tomorrow when Montreal plays Hamilton. Also, let's see if Davis Alexander, if he's going to have a perfect start and go 12-0, or if he loses his first game against Hamilton. But I do appreciate everyone who's made it this far into the video. Very much appreciated. If you like what you see and want to see more of this, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so that you'll be notified once other content does come out. This is Rick from Hamilton Sports Central, and have yourself a great rest of your day.